Greetings, church. Today is February 1st, 2021, and I am walking toward the Justice Center right now. It is raining outside. There is absolutely nothing going on in downtown Portland, and I just came out of the Pioneer Place Mall, and I was just thinking to myself, okay, what do I do now? There's absolutely nothing for me to do. I could look for a job, look for housing. Let's see here. It's kind of hard to preach the gospel with an open Bible because it's raining. Let's see. Earlier I was at Beaverton and went and bought some food. Kind of disgusting. It was my favorite for a while, but then the food kind of was bad that they've been putting in the market, so I decided I'm going to throw the rest away. Fine, don't you hate that when you buy food and at first you love it, and then over the course of time you start tasting the other side and it's just like, this is gross, I don't want this anymore, and you just kind of throw it out. Before I got on the train, they sent, I don't know, I guess the community sent some people to stand directly across from me, which kind of made me feel eerie. And they sent a mulatto to wear this big pink jacket, and I'm like, what is this? There was a Spanish couple. I kind of got annoyed, and I almost cursed the woman out because I was so pissed off at the fact that they came out on me. Before that, I went to the store to do that, but there's no more that. It is over with. From what I was told by Melinda, that is done. We no longer have to do that, worry about it. Everybody is going to take care of it themselves, and that's pretty much it, at least for today, right? It's February, no more of that. Kevin is done with that forever and ever. Okay, as far as Gabriel is concerned, she's still here in Portland, and they still come into the tent. And they come into the apartment. Well, they used to come into the apartment, but they still come into the tent. And I'm still being pierced. I am still being used. I'm still being hit, pierced, cut, the usual. Had a little bit of a run-in with the authorities a couple days ago. I actually was, I didn't want to pitch my tent. I think it was like Saturday night or something. I didn't want to pitch my tent. And I was teed off at the fact that every time I go to sleep, this woman is being allowed to come into the tent to do that. And I was kind of aggravated about the whole thing. So I stayed up all night and tried to figure out where I could pitch the tent. Because where I was at originally, somebody had come, and I think I had explained that to you. And they pitched their tent directly behind mine, and I didn't like that. I didn't want a smaller tent with me. I just wanted to deal with the issue. I didn't want to be distracted by somebody else. I just wanted to deal with the issue so I can get back into housing. So as long as I'm dealing with this, I can't get back into housing. I can't get back into church life. I can't get back into the regular routine of life because this is the blockage. This is the wall where I can't do anything. Because wherever I go, there I'm going to be dealing with Gabriel and John MacArthur. And they go where I go, And so it's kind of annoying because you want to move them out of the way so you can get on with your own life. But how do you move them out of your way when wherever you go, there they are? So it's one of those things. Briefly, Portland is still dealing with the protesters. I'm at Chapman Square Park here, Lawndale's Park on the other side, and you can see those are protesters right there, protesters. And so they've got their tents up, and they're across the street from the Justice Center. And the other day, so on Saturday night, right? So on Saturday night, about 2 o'clock in the morning or so, the Spirit said to me, why don't you come down here and hang out under this canopy, because it was pouring rain like right now. I went down here, and lo and behold, there was a white guy waiting there for me. That was almost the exact replica of Guy Franklin, and he was sitting there playing with his computer, telephone, whatever. And I didn't say anything to him. I started talking to Melinda, and she kept on talking about you're not leadership, and saying some other stuff that kind of pissed me off. But so I talked to her for a little. I was talking to her and explaining things to her, and I don't remember what I was saying. But anyway, I sat under this canopy. He left. He got into a vehicle, a van. He got into a vehicle. I think one of the things that I was saying is that one of the questions I had asked is how do these people know, these representatives? And this is the canopy. This is the corner here of Madison. That's Madison. This big green building here is the Edith Green building. That's the Barack Obama building. And anyway, this is 3rd and Madison. Lots of protesting. And this is here the canopy, okay? Police canopy and police. I've shown you this one before. You can see police cameras right over there. Right over there, there's a police camera right above my head. There's another camera, and the guy was sitting right here. Right there. He was sitting right there. And I was standing right here at this corner, and my suitcase was right there, so was my backpack. He left, and I was asking Melinda as he was leaving, what kind of information does this community put in these representatives, right? What kind of information do you put in these people so that they can say, yeah, I'll represent? How much are they paid, to do the representation? So anyway, he left, and she never answered me. I came and I sat right here, right? Where that green sign is, I sat right there. I put my stuff there, and I sat for about, let's see here. I got here about 2 o'clock in the morning. So I sat for about half an hour, and after sitting out for about half an hour or so, I started nodding off, and I looked at the clock. It was about 2:30 in the morning, and from 2:30 in the morning to about 4:40 in the morning, I blacked out completely, and I wasn't asleep. It was narcolepsy. It was narcolepsy. Oh God, narcoleptic did it for me. So anyway, and of course, here's the Portland police driving by. Say hi. Okay, the entrance to the police department is right there. Sheriff and police goes in there all day long. So I'm sitting here and snoozing, and apparently Officer Thorsen had walked by, and I didn't see him because I was gone. I was all wrapped up in this gray sheet that I usually use in my tent. And long story short, I got up at 4:40 in the morning, and I was like, oh my God, my feet are in pain, my knees are in pain, and I feel like, oh man, somebody just went there, in that private part. So anyway, I go inside. Melinda says, why don't you go inside and get warm? So I said, okay, so I'll go inside and get warm. So I got inside and went around the corner here. And I figured, well, as I'm getting warmed up, there's probably, there's probably somebody on the inside that can take a police report. So I go to the front desk, and there's this white girl, who Melinda says that she's a Christian. I don't believe that she's a Christian. I think, or a pastor's daughter. I think she's a devil. But that's besides the point. She was behind the desk, and I asked her, hey, whether or not she saw anything on the screen back here, under the canopy. She says, no, I've been here all night. Nothing has happened. I haven't seen anything. So I go to the telephone, call non-emergency, and try to and ask them to send me a police officer. Here's the police department down there. Try to talk to a police officer. Officer Thorsen, Chorsen, nice guy that he was. He came out, and Officer Thorsen is like, and I was in the lobby, and I had all my stuff there. I was waiting for him to come, for the officer to come. So he does come, and when he does come, he's talking loud. I can't hear him. There's an echo. He's like, well, why don't we go outside? So I go outside with Officer Thorsen, and he doesn't want to take a police report. I explained to him that he just called me a faggot as he walked by. I think that's Satan's little group. Anyway, so Officer Thorsen refuses to take the police report. Officer Thorsen refuses to give me a CAD number, a police number for what has happened. They had broken a second pole of my tent. I think I had explained that to you. He refuses to give me a report for that too. So trespassing, sexual assault, all of the good stuff that usually happens. Apparently they did see it in the back, but he denied it, and he says no, he's not giving me a police report for that either. So, you know, it's kind of like pointless. It's discouraging because, you know, you have the police here, and even though it wasn't life and death threatening, yet you want to keep up, you know? You want to keep up with the reports, and you want to keep up with what's happening. So I was kind of mortified and angry at the fact that Officer Thorsen did not give me a police CAD number that day. I called him out as a Klansman. I told him, you're a Cyclop, man. You know what? I think you're probably one of those white supremacists that would be, you know, that would probably participate in the choking of George Floyd. You know, I mean, you just remind me of that kind of police officer. So, I don't know what happened after that. He told me to get skedaddle, you know, get out of here. So I left, unfortunately, without a police CAD number. So right now my tent is all discombobulated, and it's for that reason I can't get an apartment, because if they're giving it to me outside underneath, you know, this is the Justice Center here behind me. If they're giving it to me right here in front of the police, right here at the Justice Center, can you imagine what they're going to do to me in the apartment, like when I was at Gretchen Kafori Common, which is the last place where I lived? And, you know, it's like, I can't pay somebody $800-900 so that people like Gabriel and MacArthur can have access into my home and, you know, suck my flesh, pierce my flesh, cut my flesh, do whatever it is that they're doing, because it's just not, you know, I just can't deal with that. Lots of other stuff have happened, but I'm gonna cut this video short. It is going on 12 minutes, and I gotta get going. I don't have a whole lot going for me this month. But this is pretty much what the holdup is. Look at that. We have an ambulance. So I don't know what's going on here, but I can't go any further. I mean, I've done the preaching that I can. As much as I could, you know, communicate the gospel to Seattle and Portland. I go to another state, it's just a repeat. And so I'm not exactly sure what God is going to do this month. And so, you know, if you don't see me out there preaching the gospel, it's not my lack of desire. And here comes a cop right now, all full gear. I want you to see this behind me. You know, and it's not so much, you see this guy? Can you see this guy? Oh God, where is he? I'm looking for you. Okay, damn it. Oh, here you are, right there at the corner. You see him right there at the corner, all full gear. Look at the length of that gun. Holy mother of God. You can't see it, can you? Well, anyway, and of course over here on the left is the ambulance. So anyway, I'm not sure what's going on inside the building. I hope there's no major emergency, but I'm gonna get out of this area here real quick, and keep me in your prayers, because I don't really know what's going on here in Portland. I don't understand what God is doing with you know, the American churches and the American people. I did go and visit a church yesterday, and I sort of like jumped in, jumped out, and I couldn't really stand going there for a long period of time. And the Lord says, you know, in and out. I don't know who they were. I don't know what they were teaching. I don't know who the pastor is, but there is one directly across from my storage facility. So we'll see what happens. In any case, you keep the faith, and I'll talk to you at a later time.